Hi, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I hope everyone is having a very good Tuesday. I am. As you can see from the shelves behind me, we are moving and we've cleared out our bookshelves in here. And so, in about a week and a half from now, we'll be moving and stuff. So, we've almost got everything packed. It feels a little hollow in here and sounds a little hollow in here. So, don't be disconcerted about the way I sound. It's just I've got empty bookshelves and stuff all around me and everything. So, 'cause this room is sort of empty, there's just books and boxes of books all over here and stuff. But today I'm coming and I'm talking about comfort and people being comfortable with you and how does that involve you? I've noticed something, and I'm going to talk about this sort of first. I've noticed something here lately. I've seen a couple of articles and I've heard a couple of comments and stuff. When I notice stuff, I always think, okay, well, maybe I'll do a vlog about that. But I've noticed something specifically about pregnant women and stuff, and this sort of push for pregnant women um, during pregnancy and post pregnancy to be little sex pots, sort of, and stuff. This sort of push on women when they're pregnant to be thin and slim and swell, uh, swell, and just sort of have, not really look pregnant, just sort of look like maybe you got a basketball in your tummy and stuff, and that's the only part that changes. Nothing else changes about you. You're supposed to be thin. And I know there are a lot of thin women who stay pretty thin while they're pregnant. But there are a lot of other women that gain weight and gain a lot of weight. And it just sort of depends. You don't want to gain too much weight, but it just sort of depends on what's going on. For me, during the time I was pregnant, the advice was that I only gain about 25 pounds because I was a diabetic and stuff. But 25 pounds on me, because I'm not a little girl and stuff, 25 pounds on me would be a lot of weight and I would be a lot bigger and stuff. And it's just sort of this thing of wanting pregnant women to stay slim and trim, and I was just noticing this because of some of the stars. And I saw this comment and they were talking about Kim Kardashian. Now, listen, as usual, I'm not a big um kind of fame entertainment person and all that sort of stuff. There are people that I like and stuff, but I'm not dying about them and everything. And Kim Kardashian is not a person that I, like, oh my God, I'm not real impressed. But I just thought it was sort of cruel that people were talking about her getting fat when she was pregnant. And I thought, well, she's pregnant. And I I mean, my thought process was trying to, okay, she's pregnant. She's supposed to gain weight. That's what happens. Usually within the first 3 months or so, you start to get a little bloated. So you look a little bigger even before you really even start gaining weight. Those first 2 months that I was pregnant before my miscarriage, I hadn't gained any weight, but I just was I felt bigger and I looked a little bigger and stuff. But you get a little bloated and then you start gaining as the third month and stuff goes on, you start gaining weight. And because essentially you're making another organ. So that placenta that the woman's making, and if you've been pregnant, you know this, is another organ and stuff. She's making another organ. And it's like making a liver or a kidney or whatever. She's producing another organ in her body to hold the baby and to give the baby nutrition and all this stuff and to protect the baby. The placenta is there to protect that baby and stuff. And so this sort of odd thing of wanting women to be slim, and I mean, it was just really reeling on her hard. And I thought, well, she was sort of a thick girl to begin with. She wasn't no little girl, and as much people, she wasn't little. She wasn't a little girl and stuff. And so pregnancy was just gonna sort of, hey, she was gonna be bigger. That was just sort of gonna happen to her once she got pregnant and stuff, But this sort of thing of being cruel, and they're talking about, yeah, Kim Kardashian talks about her weight, and I'm just like, she's pregnant. She's supposed to gain weight. And so I'm watching something else on Ellen with Kristen Bell, the actress Kristen Bell, and she's pregnant and cute as a button and everything. And then I see comments about her looking so fat and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, she's pregnant, okay? And stuff. And I just thought, well, what is this about? Is this some new thing that now you have to, you have to be, this demand on women to be skinny, but not only do you have to be skinny just regularly, you got to be skinny at all times. You have to be thin where people are comfortable with looking at you all the time, okay, and stuff. So you got to be thin when as a regular woman, and then you got to be thin as a pregnant woman, and then you got to be immediately thin after you have the baby, so we all can be comfortable with you and stuff. This is just sort of crazy. And the craziest part is it's usually, a lot of the people that are talking and being catty about it are usually women and stuff. The post pregnancy thing is that somehow you come out of the stirrups and you're hitting the treadmill the next 5 seconds, and you're supposed to have shedded those pounds in 2 weeks, which is just sort of impossible. And I'm going to tell you, like Drew Barrymore said on the Katie Show, and her I love. I love Drew Barrymore because she's real and genuine, very funny, and very open and honest. But she was talking about after the birth of her baby, that people were wondering about her losing all this weight and why she wasn't losing weight and stuff. And she was like, she had just had a baby. And I'm just going to say what she said and just call it what she called it. I'm calling the impossible impossible. Nobody can lose weight 2 weeks after you have a baby. That's just impossible, okay? I was reading an article the other day about when women should start having sex after they have a baby and stuff, and some of the they were talking about the different time spans and the percentage of women who go at this time span, but the shortest was 6 weeks, which is, that's a month and a half. And there was 12 weeks and 24 weeks. The recommendation actually from doctors is that you wait 24 weeks, which is 6 months. Okay. Now, if you got to wait 6 months, because, stuff's got to heal up. Everything's got to get right. I mean, you just had a baby. Okay. And stuff's got to heal up and get right and everything before you kick it. I'm not expecting you to come out in a two-piece swimsuit, looking like, the Sports Illustrated model 2 weeks after you have a baby. Okay, now I don't know what superstars do, and personally, I just think that's a bunch of bunk when people talk about 2 weeks and all that. That's crap. You barely have even gotten home, gotten used to getting up all night and everything, feeding the baby and doing all that, and you're somehow just the slimmest, trimmest thing ever to walk the earth in 2 weeks. Give me a break and stuff. So it's just this sort of really weird demand of people wanting and demanding that women make them comfortable with their body, that women have a body that they're comfortable with, one that they don't, because nobody wants to see, no one wants to see your post-pregnancy body. I'm uncomfortable with that, and stuff. It's just sort of this weird thing. Now, I'm saying this is a woman who was pregnant and probably going to try to get pregnant again and stuff. These sort of demands on women, and stuff. And so if it's on the stars and all this stuff, I know it's on regular women too, to be sort of these slim, trim, really skinny women while you're pregnant and stuff. And then immediately after you're pregnant, we need to see a six pack and we need you sexy and looking good right after pregnancy and stuff, or we'll be uncomfortable with it, is just sort of getting on my nerves. Okay. It's just unrealistic. It's unhealthy. okay, and stuff. It's just impossible. It's unreal. It's stupid. It's just flat out stupid. And I'm talking about people being comfortable with themselves. This sort of demand that random nitwits put on you to make you that you're somehow should be comfortable. You should make them comfortable with you, and stuff. Listen, I could care less if everybody else is comfortable with me. I'm comfortable with me. Now, if you're a person that wants to make everybody comfortable with you, that's you. I leave that to people who need everybody's approval and who want everybody to love them and all that stuff. I'm not that person. Okay, so it doesn't really bother me. If you're uncomfortable with me, that's sort of your problem. You need to deal with it. I'll let you be uncomfortable. Okay, but I'm okay. And this demand for people to somehow, as soon as somebody says they're uncomfortable with you, somehow you're supposed to figure out how to change or how to work it out, so they'll be okay. Is First of all, it's arrogant, and it's not really your place to ask people that. You know, thing of we're just so we're so damn narcissistic, and we're so we want everybody to do what we need and what makes us feel good all the time and stuff. And so there is this thing of people sort of thinking it's okay for them to demand that. And essentially, the reason I brought up the pregnant women is because that's what I feel like. This poor woman who's pregnant, Kim Kardashian, this poor woman who's pregnant and about to have a baby, is being called all sorts of names, and she's having a baby. It's just, and she looks like it bothers her, so she's trying to do all this stuff to try to hide it. How you gonna hide a big baby? I don't know. But and a big stomach with a baby in it, I have no idea. But it's just this sort of weird thing of us being ashamed of the thing that we are. Some of us are, we need to do. Some of us are made to do. We carry babies, and stuff. Now, unless your doctor has told you that you don't need to gain any more weight than such and such, or you have gestational diabetes, or like me, type 1 diabetes, and can't gain, I wouldn't be really worried about some weight gain, and stuff. That's supposed to happen. You're supposed to gain weight. And so this sort of thing, and stuff, and whatever the baby needs, because if you don't give the baby what it needs, sort of, from the outside, then the baby takes it from the inside and stuff. So if I don't give the baby enough calcium, if you're having a baby, if you don't give the baby enough calcium, or I don't give the baby will take that from my bones. So there's stuff that you need to do, whatever your body's sort of demanding that you do and stuff. It's stuff for your baby. People trying to look like there's, there's Sports Illustrated models and, swimsuit models while they're pregnant is just some weirdo thing. It's the weirdest and most impossible thing I've ever heard. And then post pregnancy, somehow within 2 to 4 weeks, you're supposed to bounce back to the body that you had and stuff after having a baby and stuff. It's become really, it's just become more demands on women, more demands on women for perfection, more demands on women to somehow that our whole lives is wrapped up in making sure people think that we're always pretty or we're always beautiful all the time, 24 hours a day, and stuff. And we're always there to make you comfortable with us and make you feel like, we're acceptable to you. I'm calling crap. I'm calling shenanigans. I'm just calling shenanigans. It's shenanigans. It is crapola. if you're a pregnant woman right now, and stuff, and I know many pregnant women feel, oh my God, this is, especially first part of pregnancy, especially the last part of the 3 months, and stuff, you feel like you're probably hauling around, a small pickup truck or something. Um, but you have to be okay and comfortable with who you are. You're birthing your child into the world. Most women I see that are pregnant are really, really happy and glowing, and stuff. And the thing when I watched with Kristen Bell, she looked so happy and so sweet and stuff, and somebody saying, she looked like a whale. And I'm just thinking, okay, I've just had enough. I've had enough. I just had enough with the comments and the demands on pregnant and post pregnant women of this sort of thing to be, to immediately be sexy and glamorous, before and right after having a baby, and stuff. It's enough. It's just enough. Your body is what your body is. During pregnancy, your body needs what your body needs. After pregnancy, the healing time your body needs is what it needs, and just call the impossible impossible. Don't put that kind of pressure on yourself to somehow immediately, so somebody doesn't say, "Oh my goodness, you sure are looking fat." Yeah, punch them in the neck, okay? Because it is just enough. It is enough, enough, enough. I'm not even pregnant, and I've had enough, okay? And stuff. I've just had enough, and stuff, because the only people that matter during pregnancy are you and the baby, and what you all need to be okay, and stuff. After that, you're taking care of your baby and yourself, trying to get to know your baby and all that stuff. All this stuff about, making people comfortable with who you are and what you look like and all that stuff is not your problem. That's not your priority. It's not. It's not your priority. Okay? And so, being comfortable with yourself is really the biggest part and really the part that matters and really the part that you need to be thinking about, and stuff, making sure that you're healthy and you're happy and stuff, all the rest of that stuff can go by the wayside. And if somebody called you fat when you're pregnant, immediately leave the premises, and stuff. Don't ever talk to them again, okay? If somebody says something about another pregnant woman being fat, I would, yeah, bye. Just, that silliness that has no place and it should have no place in anybody's life, and stuff. So to all the women out there who are trying to feel comfortable with themselves, go ahead and feel comfortable. It's not your job to make everybody else comfortable with you. That's not your job, okay? That's whatever their thing is, and they need to take care of that. You take care of you and, take care of yourself, take care of your baby, and stuff, and do what it is you need to do. So I'll talk to everybody later on. So bye for now. And call the impossible impossible. Leave.